So as long as you are 5%, in your variance is less than 5%, so maybe 10%, is minus 20%. So it's less than minus 5%, that will be red. Then if you're like minus 5% to 0, but you're not 0, 0 is like you meet your target exactly, that's yellow. Then if you met your target, which is 0, or exceeded your target, which is like any number above 0. So yeah, it makes sense. So I'm going to do okay. And that logic is going to apply to this. So, and it applies even when you expand. So when you expand, you begin to see that this is applying as we have illustrated. So looking good. Okay, so I'm going to just collapse everything once again, and then I'm going to, I don't need to show the target variance. If you want, great, but let's say in our case maybe we don't want, so but if you want to just leave it, and if you want it to show as percentage, you already know how to do that, right? You pick it, you go to percentage, and then it shows as percentage, and that is it. Okay, all right. I'm not interested in that, so I'm going to knock it off, take off the target variance. I'm just going to show the sales amount and target, and if you are green, if you are yellow, if you're red. So leave it as this. Okay, so we make progress. Maybe I can make this a bit bigger. All right. So I move on to another visual that I think is meaningful, which takes us to map. So the location, the branches, they are better showed on kind of like a map visual. So I'm going to add the map. Power BI has 3 different maps that you can pick from. There's this map, there's field map, and then there is ArcGIS. And if you go to the preview, you can also enable shape map. So if you go to file and you go to options and settings, and you go to options and you go to preview features, let me just wait for that to pop up, and I go to preview. If you can see preview, can you just point me preview features? You can enable shape map, right? So I'm not going to enable it, I don't need it. I just want you to know that it's there. It allows you to kind of like it's very much like field map, except that you can create your own borders. You can say this is the sitting room, this is like the kitchen, something that you cannot do on a regular map. So I'm going to just add the regular map, which is this. And then once I add the map, I'm going to, these are its own options, right? So location, if you're lucky that the places you have, so like the location places, it can geotag them correctly, then that's good. You're good with that. So mine is can geotag 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 branches, so one branch is missing, right? So it's not getting everything in my case. I think it's not getting. So let's check. This is Lekki. This is Ibadan. This is Ikoyi. This is Surulere. I think it's not getting Bagada. So in that case, if I have a situation like that, then I'll just have to use legend and latitude and longitude. By the way, let me just drag branch into legend also, so that I get to see them in different colors. So because it's not locating them correctly, I'm going to knock this off, and I will use explicitly the latitude. So you might need to go grab the latitude and longitude from a map and plug that. Do not summarize, don't do average. So you saw what I did. It was doing a calculation on it. I don't need it to do a calculation. I clicked on this and say do not summarize. It will just use the value as it is there. I'm going to also do likewise for longitude. Do not summarize, and with that it should correctly geotag. So I think it's doing now. Yeah, so this is Bagara. So yeah, and what do I want to plot? Whatever you want to plot goes to size. So if I decide that I want to show the sales, by those different branches, so if I drag sales amount to size, that is what is going to happen. So the bigger the sales, the bigger the size of the bubble in this case, right? So I think this is good. So I'm just going to do a bit of rearranging and dragging. So one issue you're going to have with Power BI is, unlike Excel where space is kind of almost unlimited, in this one you will have to be creative with space. So I'm going to do what we've been doing for as per title so that we get consistent title format. So I go here, I'm going to say sales amount by branch, sales amount by branch. Okay, I'm going to say align to the center. I'm going to give it the usual background color we've been using, and one of the branches is not showing, so I can do a trick to make it show. If I go to legend, so this is a legend, right? So if I go to legend, I can just reduce the font size until everything shows. I think this is visible enough. Maybe let me just make it height is better, so I can, because size is of essence. Okay, so this is good by my judgment. So I'm going to move on to another visual that I need. So I'm going to add the pie charts. Yes, a pie chart. So I click empty space. You always remember to click an empty space. If you click on another visual while one of your visuals is already selected, it's just going to change that one. And so I don't want that. I'm going to just undo. Okay, so this has an undo anyway. The undo here works. It's a Power Query that doesn't have an undo button. So I'm going to create afresh a pie chart. I'm going to position it beside my map, and for this pie chart we're going to do something interesting. So I want to show the across the different branches, right? So across the different branches, and the same thing we did here where you can pick a branch, you can drill down. So I'm going to do that drill thing, right? So I'll say also I want you to be able to pick, to be able to see the branch that it's coming from. So I'm sorry, not branch now, the pizza itself. I want you to be able to see the pizza for each branch. So I drag that underneath that. So once you drag two things to legend or to some of these major fields except value, they create like a drill down functionality. See, so you can be able to click turn on drill down. These drill down options you see, you don't get them except you've created a kind of drill down feature. So it's not showing here right now, but the moment I drag that pizza in here, I begin to have that option show in here. So I'm going to say the value I want to plot is the quantity. So I want to plot the total quantity. Okay, and I also, maybe as an additional detail, I want to show the manager name. So the name of the manager for that branch. And okay, so we're getting there gradually. And this, if you, I don't know if this is okay. So let me see. I need to be a bit more creative with this spacing here. Then okay, so this is not bad. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to modify. Let's see how it looks by branch and manager. By branch, it's quantity by branch. So I'm going to change the title. So quantity by branch, as usual, align to the center and use this. Okay, and so I sometimes try to check which is a better display, the legend where on this side or top, so I can go and check it out. And if I toggle the legend to go top,